Hello. So it's the 25th of February today, and it is the day after my results day. So as you may remember, I sort of like built myself up. Brain was going haywire, and I was expecting to get a diagnosis yesterday, which I did. But actually, I think I'd built up the worst case scenario in my head. I was like a lunatic, I think. I must have looked like a lunatic when she actually told me the diagnosis, because it was better than I think I'd built up in my head. Never did anyone look so happy to get told that they had cancer, which of course I'm not. But it could have been much, much worse than what it is. So still not ideal, let me just say. I basically went in and she told me that it is, and I've got the type here because I still haven't memorised this yet. So it's called invasive ductal breast cancer. So it's in the milk ducts, by the sounds of it. It's grade 2. They're not staging it at this point. She said if they were, then it'd be way down on the scale of very low on the staging process, but they won't be able to do that fully until they've got it out and they've tested that as well. So it's only 10 millimeters in size, so just a centimetre. She did say that it was really good that I'd found it when I did, because it's really early and it's really treatable, which is fantastic. It's ER positive, which means that it grows from estrogen, or estrogen adds to it. I'm sure as I learn more about this, I'll probably look back at this video and laugh, because I've got not much idea about any of it at the moment. And it's HER2 negative, which apparently is a good thing, because that means that it's the less spreadable of potential cancers. I don't know. I think it's best that way round anyway. The ER positive and the HER2 negative, that is the better way round. So yes, that is where we stand at the moment. She did tell me, my consultant did tell me that, because my biggest concern, of course, was not being around for my children. So I asked about the future and what it holds, and she said that she is confident that we'll be able to get it all, and in that way, shape and sense of everything, then that's really good, and it shouldn't shave anything off my life expectancy, which is just amazing to hear. Obviously there's a long way to go before that point, but that is good for me at the moment, because I was going into dark places where I had less than a year to live and things like that. So actually the fact that there's no reason at this moment in time to think that it will shorten my life, then that's just amazing. So I'm up for it now. I am up for this fight that stands before me. And as it stands, it's not, again, as bad as it could be. I've got to have surgery, lumpectomy to remove the actual tumour itself. That's on the 23rd of March. We did look into going private because we have got access to private healthcare, but they said basically that timescale, there wouldn't be much difference, and they'd be faffing around because I'd have to go to a new consultant, because my consultant doesn't do private, and she's lovely. She's really, really nice, and I really trust her, and yeah, she's just brilliant. So we decided to stay with the NHS, because so far they've given us absolutely fantastic treatment, and I'm sure that will continue. So yes, surgery on the 23rd of March, which is only actually 3.5 weeks away, nearly 4 weeks away. So not that bad. Before then, I'm gonna have a dye put in. She's explained it as I get a dye injected into my breast, which is radio radioactive. That sounds all of a sudden really weird. Did you say that? I don't know, it's like a radiation dye, and it will make my pee turn blue, and it'll make my, it'll give me a Smurf tit, basically. It'll make my boobie go blue. So that's going to be interesting. And that is to dye the sentinel lymph nodes, so that they will be able to take some of those out, see which ones are the sentinels, and take some of those out and test those as well as the lump, to make sure that the cancer hasn't gone into my lymph nodes. When they did the ultrasound initially, they did run it over my lymph nodes in that breast, and it didn't look like there was anything there. So again, she's quite hopeful that it hasn't spread, but they're checking, and it's good to know that they're going to give a thorough check over of everything. So that is the 22nd for the injection and the 23rd for the actual operation itself. And then as it stands at the moment, obviously it will be very dependent on what comes back from those samples that come out of me. They're going to take my coil out at the same time whilst I'm under as well, because there's that hormone element to it. I can't be having any additional hormones, so that's going to come whipping out. So that'll be interesting. I'll get periods from hell, although she does seem to think that the hormone treatment that I will end up on, hopefully that might stop my periods anyway, because the reason why I went on and had the coil is because I don't have very nice periods. So that's that. It's all obviously so much information at the moment, but today's been quite tough and quite draining. Didn't sleep very well last night. Not that I don't feel stressed, I don't feel worried, I don't feel anything like that, although I can still feel those, what I only imagine is like anxiety pangs, those little sensations in my body, which is weird because it doesn't correlate to how my brain is functioning. Like I say, I don't feel stressed, I don't feel worried or anxious or anything like that. A little bit numb, if anything, and a bit detached from it, which is my norm, my go-to. But on the whole, I feel absolutely fine, but I think my body is responding to it, obviously, so unconsciously. I think it is having its effect, because I didn't sleep very well last night, just wide awake. It was just that, it's that sensation that there's things that need to be done, and I need to be on it. And I think that's the headspace I'm in at the moment, right? There's a plan. I've got to, let's sort this out, let's get it done. Which obviously there's not much I can do now. It's just a bit of a waiting game until the surgery side of things. But yeah, that's where we are at the moment. So today's been draining because I've told everyone today. So I've told the family and spoken to all the people that I wouldn't have wanted to hear from someone else. I've spoken to today, and some of those are close to other people that I wouldn't want to hear from anyone else but them, so they're passing the message on. So it has been very draining, but all in all, everyone's been absolutely amazing. And yeah, it's just on to the next stage now. So yeah, I am officially in the club that nobody wants to be in. I am in the big C club, and I've got a different word that also begins with C that I could use to describe it, but hey ho, it is what it is. Let's get this party started and let's get it sorted. That's all I am focusing on now. But it's nearly been 10 minutes, so I will shoot off. Now that I am actually diagnosed as having breast cancer, I will probably start to put these on YouTube, so it might help someone who is going along the journey as well at the same time. But still very early in my journey, don't know much, and like I say, I'll probably come back to these videos and think, oh my god, I knew nothing. So that's it for now. I will speak to you all later. All right, you take care. Bye. Bye.